Hi, I'm Jeanne and I'm here from Jimmy Bean's Wool. I love teaching you new things, and I am going to teach you how to darn a sock. These are some of my very favorite socks, and I'm sorry, of course, they're dirty because I realized there was a hole in them, and we don't want to wash them before we darn them. You want to wash them after you darn them, so they are a little bit dirty. The yarn that I used in these socks is the Handmade or Fleece Artist Merino 26, really beautiful. I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you how to fix this hole, and I'm also going to show you how to help prevent the hole in the future when you're working up your socks. So Siobhan, we're going to turn the sock inside out, the one with the hole. Oh look, all this fuzz and everything. You can tell I wear these socks. Oh my goodness, how embarrassing. My foot fuzz. There's our little hole. Okay, we're going to start by, we don't want to pull any more of these stitches out. So we're going to go, oh, that's beautiful, Siobhan, you are the best. Look at that. We are going to weave in to start a couple rows down to lock in our yarn. Okay, what I should have done was snip it, but I'm not going to, because I'm lazy.
I lost you.
There we go. And you want to get enough yarn to work with. And this is the same yarn that I actually knit the socks with. Okay, so then you weave that in. I go back the other way just to kind of lock that in. All right, to get started. And I am going to turn the sock right side out now. Okay, and I'm going to put my needle, my tapestry needle. So you need a tapestry needle and you need yarn. I have a lot of socks that I've run out of the original yarn and darned, and now they're very colorful rainbow type socks. So I just kind of put my needle through, pull that yarn through like this, and then turn your sock back the right side out. Now what I have here, I was taught to darn socks by my mother, and she used regular light bulb. Well, you can't find regular light bulbs anymore. It's all those incandescent light bulbs. And I thought, well, that might really be a dangerous lesson to teach you, but she did. So I have an egg. I have a couple of eggs. I have this egg, which came from a craft store, and it gives me a nice round surface. And I also have a darning egg, which we don't carry yet, but I think we're looking at. This is a wooden darning egg, and a light bulb will work. Just be very careful. But anything that is going to keep the fabric stable while you're working with it. So we'll go ahead and use my the egg, and you slip it into the sock, and you can see it kind of helps to define the hole that you have. Oops, where'd my needle go? There we go. And what you're going to do is start right here. You can see where the stitches have dropped. You still, again, want to go down a couple rows, and I'm sure there's a lot of ways to do this. I am just teaching you the way that my mother taught me. And I just pick up every other side of a stitch and go through on a row like this. Pull that through, and basically what I'm going to do, whoops, sorry Shivani. Uh-oh. Okay, hang on. Technical difficulties. We're not going to start over. We're just going to fix this. This is why you snip your yarn. Allison would agree, I'm sure, as she walks by. She's laughing. Okay, so we're going to start here, and what we're going to do is go all the way around here and build ourselves a grid. So now you want to still come in a couple rows in. You can see where the damaged part of the sock is, and here is still the right knitting, and you go in between and pick up those legs or ladders in between those knit stitches, just like that. And of course I'm not going to darn this whole sock for you, but I'm going to get you set up to actually darn it. Darn it, I think that's where that expression must have come from, because darn it It's no good to get holes. And the same thing, we want to go across above, a couple rows above where the damage is. And we're going to pick this up and go. And like I said, there's probably a lot of ways, and I would love to hear your ways on how to do this. I love learning new stuff. So this is just one way how to darn a sock. But you know, you put all that effort into those socks, why not keep them up to date? So every year, because I have a lot of hand knit socks, because I'm always knitting socks, but every year, about the end of summer, I start to make sure all my socks are ready to go for the winter, and bring them out and just darn one at a day, or one every couple days. And you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It is worn on your foot. And you just kind of go through like this. Well, I didn't pick that one up. We're going to pick that one up.
I'm trying to save money.
And essentially what darning is reweaving this sock. It's not re-knitting because we've got too much damage for that. It's setting up a grid to weave the whole thing. Okay, and I'm going to do a couple more rows. A couple more setups here. Now I've gone all the way around the heel and I've set up nice new yarn here for my foundation. And I'm just going to start going back and forth like this across.
Yeah. So is that all it is?
Oh, I'm moving out of the frame like this, and see the egg or whatever you use to hold the yarn gives you a framework so you don't snug it up too tight and you can't wear the sock. And I'm going to go all the way over to where I started, right here, like this, picking up that damaged yarn. You kind of go back and forth. You want to pick up that damaged piece of the sock as much as you possibly can. Don't tighten this too tight, okay? Because you're rebuilding this portion of the sock, just completely rebuilding it. All right, so now we have a bit of framework here. You can see up here in the top. I'll do one more and then I'll show you how you go the other way. And now I'll be able to keep going with this demonstration that I've set up. There's no exact science. You just kind of build in around, build your framework. The idea is just that you get a nice framework. So now I have my initial strand here, which gave me a starting, and three others. I'm going to go ahead and start going down. Let's see, we'll go back up here. And just for demonstration, normally I would go down here and here and here and here. And I would build this framework up this way here, but we don't have that kind of time. So I'm going to just kind of get my tapestry needle up here so you can see how this works. You come down and around and pick up as much of the damaged fabric. Now we're weaving. Do you see that? How I'm going over and under and over and under. So once you get your framework completely established here across, now you're setting up a framework going the other direction. Okay.
Thank you so much for your help.
All right. Whoops, sorry. I went right in front of my sock. I can see that I need to go here, and I'm going to go down here. And now I'm setting up whatever, horizontal, vertical. I guess it doesn't really matter because if you turned it this way, sorry, I'm going too fast and camera went out of focus. Horizontal or vertical, but you will go back the other way like this. And when one is over the top, you're going to go under. So under, over, under, over. And it's really that simple. Now, you just kind of continue in that manner, building up this framework. I will continue. I really darn the heck out of these guys. I make it look nice and get a basic framework, and then continue on. And I will run my thread through like crazy to really stabilize this sock. So with that said, I wanted to show you really quickly, and I'm just going to use my needle with no thread, no yarn. And does that make sense, Jeanne? Mm-hmm. And then you just kind of keep going and going, and like the Energizer Bunny, you just keep going and going until you build up a sock. Hopefully you don't let them get to such a big hole. I didn't notice, and you got to pay attention every once in a while. But it's worth the effort, darning your socks. Now, I have the other sock too, and that's getting a little thin, but it hasn't worn through. So what I'm going to do when I get going here with my project, darning it, I'm going to do the same thing here to reinforce this heel. Okay, so I'm just going to come in and weave, and use the stitches that are there. You can kind of see it is getting thin, so it'll go pretty soon too. But while I'm at it, why don't I reinforce this one so it doesn't go so soon? So I'll just do the same thing, weave across, weave down, build up this heel, so hopefully I will get a little more mileage. Of course, it's easier to do it at this point than it is when the heel is completely shot, like my other sock. And I have the sock yarn out, I'm ready to go. So that's basically how you darn a sock. So I encourage you to knit socks, wear socks. There's nothing like hand knit socks. I have hand knit socks on right now. Don't be afraid, just because they get holes, darn them up. Why not? So darn it. Have a great day. Happy knitting, happy darning. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.
Thunder rumbles on this American summer night. There's kids on the corner, stuck in a switchblade fight. And the rock and roll bands play for the girls